Alright, welcome back my friends. We're picking up a game that's been out for a month or so now called Dyson Sphere Program. And I played through for about an hour or so and kind of got a feel for some of the controls, and I'm really impressed with this game. It's an indie game by a couple of fellows in Chongqing, China, and I really appreciate the effort and the level of polish they have to this. So we're going to kind of go through and set up a basic game and kind of get ourselves underway as we start to kind of look at this. So we'll kind of get going here. We're going to start a new game. We have a random seed number. I'm going to kind of shuffle this around because apparently one of the things, it's truly random. You can see different planets, different suns, and those kind of things, and kind of find something that's kind of a little bit more compact, because getting out to some of those outer planets later on, I guess, is a bit of a challenge. Now, I haven't gotten that far, but taking what I've seen on other videos and other people doing, we'll try to find something that's kind of somewhat compact, and that one looks pretty good. Now, again, this randomizes the resources and those kind of things, and I don't know exactly what's in store for it, so this could be an utter disaster, but let's give it a try. So we're going to start our game. The game itself is pretty small as far as our playthrough file size is. It's not overly huge, which was really surprising me, but the graphic quality is really cool. It's kind of akin to what you would see with our with StarCraft or something like that.
I am your advisor and will help you through this mission.
That's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. There's the sun, and we're on our way to our home planet now, and the music's awesome. This is so good. So well done, and this is just early access. I can't wait to see the final product.
Everything here is yours. As one of Cosmo and the pioneer of the Dyson Sphere program, you will explore this cluster step by step. By using the resources here to construct the Dyson Sphere to provide energy for the center brain to maintain homeland, starting from scratch. I have chosen a designated planet for you to start the mission, which has necessary resources for initial development. Now please drive the space capsule to the planet.
Now to drive it, we don't actually have to do anything. It will fly us in, but eventually we'll be able to go to all of these different, if you look around, it's just gorgeous. But eventually we'll be doing things on all of these different planets going around, but right now we're kind of coming into, where are we, Theta Aquarii 4? And then it'll land us in, and then
now
we'll get us underway.
Now you are about to reach the designated planet. This is Icarus, a lightweight industrial mecha with powerful functionality. You can use the arrow keys or right-click on the destination to control its movement. In this mission, you will manipulate Icarus to travel beyond the stars and create miracles.
Now they do have a bit of a tutorial. It's not the most fleshed out yet, but that's okay. I kind of figured things.
The space capsule. Right-click on it to recycle.
So, like most games, like StarCraft or whatever, it's a right-click to harvest to get material. We're going to use this for our fusion cells.
You can use the same operation to collect resources, such as trees, gravel, etc. In the meantime, hold down Shift and right-click to give a series of commands.
So you can see we got some supplies that'll kind of get us
You
going.
receive several items after recycling the space capsule. Click the inventory button in the lower right corner of the screen to open the cabin to view them.
So everything's done kind of through this hub down here on the right. E is your inventory, and it's kind of cool that everything's kind of left-handed on here, so you don't have to move your hand all over the keyboard to get this stuff, but we'll kind of walk through these real quick. There's a statistics panel. Well, that's a P, but we haven't done much with that. C is
hold down mouse middle
our
button
panel
drag to rotate the angle of view, or slide the mouse wheel to zoom in and out.
And so this is we're basically a mech unit called Icarus. Looks a lot like Bumblebee from Transformers. And these are the supplies that we got from salvaging our rocket. Now we're truly on our own. We're absolutely stranded for now. And so what we'll look at doing is we have fuel cells and then some supplies that we'll need to be able to build stuff. I'm going to go ahead and move my fuel cells over to here. in my fuel chamber, and you'll see this fuel bar will fill up, and then as I do activities, it will start to tick down.
Yet you have not unlocked the construction menu, which will be done automatically when complete any technology research. Click the technology tree button at the bottom right of the screen to open the technology tree and activate a research.
So technology tree, this is obviously the chemistry flask that was here, and there's a huge tech tree, as you can see, and the goal is to get through and be able to build the Dyson sphere, which I assume has something to do with some of the stuff here towards the back. But, I've never gotten much past the first or second column on this, on any of my playthroughs. It's kind of, again, just kind of getting the feel for it. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll choose electromagnetism. You see it's going to take 10 electromagnet units, and eventually we'll be able to make these ourselves. So I'm going to activate that, and that will start the research. And now it's going to say, oh, double click to view this, because we've got to be able to craft it. So there's a crafting, there's components, and then structures that we'll get eventually. I don't have any of those yet. I've got to finish this first task. And so this says I need 10 of those magnetic coils. So I'm going to click him, and it's got a nice little tree set up so that, and we actually have the supplies to do this. And so we need 10 of those. I can do 5 batches, but I think it gets you 2 per batch. You have times 2 here. So I'll just click those. And that will use up all of our magnetic rings, and we'll have to kind of work on building all of that. But it's really kind of neat if you're into this kind of game. Now, I never played any of the ones that this is commonly compared to, Factorio or whatever, but for coming in on this genre of game, I like the management style games, and it's just, it's, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty cool and kind of addicting. Just one more turn, those kind of things. So we've now created some, what would be, this is a harvester, a mining machine, which will automate our mining process. This is a kind of a transmission tower, and this is an energy source, and we'll be laying plenty of those around in our system eventually. Okay, so we'll hit OK on that, and so close our inventory box.
You have created a mining machine to achieve ore collecting automation. Pick it up from the inventory, or select it on Gathering of Construction menu to build it.
So now there are other things we want to look to be able to build. Most of these first ones, this gets you conveyors and splitters, which will need those. Automatic metallurgy allows us to research certain components. Electromagnetic matrix. I think first I'm going to go is I'm going to activate this guy. But again, I don't have the materials to do it, so we've got to go start basically harvesting some materials to be able to build some stuff. So we're going to need lots of gears, lots of computer chips, and we'll go from there. So for now, we're kind of all we can do at this point. Also in the research tab, if you look, there's also upgrades, and you can upgrade your mech unit, which includes things like how fast he moves, his there's an energy core, how much max energy you can have, and you can see that there are quite a few upgrades that are possible. And again, it takes, some of these get really expensive, and really, like these blue cubes are, I've only ever gotten to blue starting on red, and there's like 5 different colors, and you can get into some really big ones, like there's 5, and these are just so expensive and so hard to get to that you've got to be well into the game. So it does a pretty good job of pacing things out from what I've seen so far. Now again, I haven't done much. Now looking around, let's see what our starting zone looks like. We've got some pretty good supplies. We're a little limited on ore here. So there's some stone, we'll need that. A little bit of iron, a little bit of copper. Again, I got a boatload of stone over here this time. Don't see any coal. Let's go see if we can kind of walk around. Now the planet's not really big, so that's kind of cool. We walk really slow right now. Coal, that will be handy. That's a pretty good copper deposit. What we need is an iron deposit. Oh, I mean, we're flying really slow. I can't believe there's no iron on this map. That's bananas. Come on, give me some iron already. Wow, really? Go back over this way. You got me a planet with no iron. That is unbelievable. Iron looks like blue crystals. We may have to remake this map. How do you like that? I got a random seed with no iron. And that's like the #1 resource that you have to have. Okay. Well, what I will do is I will pause the game and go remake the map, and then we will come back in. So I will be right back.
This is Icarus, a lightweight industrial mecha with powerful functionality. You can use the arrow keys or right-click on the destination to control its movement. In this mission, you will manipulate Icarus to travel beyond the stars and create miracles.
Alright, so we're back in. Didn't take too long to recast this thing. For being randomly generated, it's pretty quick.
Now try to recycle the space capsule. Right-click on it to recycle.
Alright, so we'll do that again real quick. And just like we did before, let's go back and get all these underway.
You can use the same operation to collect resources, such as trees, gravel, etc. In the meantime, hold down Shift and right-click to give a series of commands. You receive several items after recycling the space capsule. Click the inventory button in the lower right corner of the screen to open the cabin to view them.
So, as before, we know that we need to set these up, so let's make all 10 of those. That will get us our first stage. This map's a lot better. We got some iron deposits, there's some coal over there, a little bit of copper nearby, but I see a big copper deposit across the way.
You can hold
this is a
down
much better
mouse
map.
button drag to rotate the angle of view, or slide the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. You have created a mining machine to achieve ore collecting automation. Pick it up from the inventory, or select it on Gathering of Construction menu to build it.
Now, historically I'm a cheapskate. I like to harvest everything. So, and what I've noticed is if you build over the top of things, I don't think you get all of the product in there. And so since we're kind of strapped in, resources are finite. If you hover over it, you can see how many, like there's 15,000 iron ore in that one, there's 15 here, so, but this is a pretty good grouping. And what first thing that you want to do is you want to go in and we want to get our mining situation. Oh, I need to make some more. I can't make one, but I can set one. Alright, so go back to inventory, grab our guy here, and we're going to rotate this guy by hitting R.
You can use the R key to rotate the mining machine for covering more veins. The more veins covered, the faster the ores will be gathered. If you want to ignore grid snapping, try holding down the Shift key.
I thought you could switch the other way. One thing I don't like is that R only goes in one direction. So, but Shift and R will kind of give you a more micro level. And that gets, we usually want to get at least 6 grouped together. And then we need a...
One of your production facilities is not powered. You need to keep it within the power coverage area and supply it with power facilities in order to maintain its normal works.
I'm going to try to kind of set stuff up on a grid a little bit if I can. That's somewhere where we're going to be building out this way. So let's just put him here. And I'll put... You can see the Tesla towers have a little bigger radius.
You have established your first power grid. Not all power facilities has its power supply area. Use the Tesla tower to extend the area of the power grid. You have done building the first power transmission facility, Tesla Tower. It can carry out short-distance wireless power transmission and expand the power supply area of the power grid. Click on it to view the current power grid information.
Right. And you can see that it fills up to 50 at this point, and then as it's filling, our goal is ultimately to get this to automate into building stuff out of it, so I don't have to go pick up and harvest and do all this manually. And that's how you kind of scale up. I'm really liking how this map is looking. Alright, so for now, since we're still kind of in the beginning stages, when we go to not replicator, F. Go to components, and since we need to build these and we need iron rings, you can see that I now have 50 of those I can build. Let's build 10. You can toggle up to 10, and then I can do this twice. And that will get me 20 of those right off the bat. Meanwhile, we want to keep this thing running. So we're building a bunch of magnets. Let's go see, can we let that work while we're working in the background? Automatic metallurgy. We got to be able to get to... We're going to have to build chips. Gears and computer chips. So we'll set ourselves up for that one. And so we just got to craft a few things. So now we should be able to craft. If I double click over on the materials research, I should be able to craft. I need 5 of those. So there's 5. That'll get those. And now you can see we're going to need to get copper. That was pretty quick. So we do need to go get some copper. So I gotta go find, where's my copper deposits? Over here. It's getting dark, I can't see anything. I think he's off on the horizon a little bit. But that's kind of a bum deal because things are a little bit spread out. But they are good. Those are huge. Huge deposits, so they will be up and running for a long time. Little bitty islands. Big trees over there. Oh, look at all that. Wow. Coal. Looking like there's some more stuff. So, alright, so we're going to set up kind of the same. Now, I don't have an automatic harvester, so I've got to do this manually. So we'll run this up to about 20. Give ourselves a little bit to work with, right? And so now you can see, and I think it's cool that it shows you all the trees that it takes to build, and you build 2 of these at a time. If I tell this to go, I need 10 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see that it'll build all of the precursors needed.
Required in all mecha activities. If it is depleted, the activities will be restricted. You can click the mecha panel button at the bottom right of the screen to open the mecha panel and resupply fuel into the fuel chamber.
Alright, so this is where what we did early on last time. Oops. I need to drag the fuel over to here. And that will he'll fill up and you can see the fuel cells. Now those are good fuels, but that's all I have, and so that's why the coal is important. Because I'm going to have to go harvest coal in order to get powered up on that as well. So we'll be kind of playing around in this area for... Okay, and this is a big step because this gets me to a smelter. Alright, let's see. Probably need to see about getting some more mining units set up. We do have some gears, which take some plates. And we need smelters that are ingots. They look like plates to me. Let's build... Okay, do 5 of those. And then this, let's build 4 of those. It'll take a little while to run through those. And this is why you want to get these things automated, because your replicator is really, really slow. It's really dark over here. Let's pick up some rocks for a little while. Itty bitty rocks. Tree. Go set up our tech. And again, we want to get most of these. This one's a pretty important one. because that gets me conveyor belts, and that's what allows me to move things around. So we need ingots. This means I need to go smelt my iron. It also means I need to go pick up my iron. And so we'll start storing these and stockpiling, and so it won't be 50 at a time. It's a little slow to get going. Okay. So we need 10 of you guys. So 10 of you. We'll need a lot of sprockets coming forward. And then we'll build more chips. There's another 50 coming, so what it does is it appears that it pulls out of your inventory, and we'll eventually be getting skill ups that will allow us to increase that size, because right now it's very limited. So we're just kind of trying to get, so I think we've got some harvesters up. Let's go set another one over here. Close those. Kind of the same game. This is actually pretty good deposits. So we've got our smelter, or our mining. Can I get... Ooh, that's a good one. I can get 7 there. Actually, can I get 8? Very nice. We'll be cranking out plates and stuff. Okay. We want to kind of get these things kind of lined up. Again, hold down shift allows me to get a little bit more microfine. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. There's 7. Right. Now, obviously, we need to create some power. We're getting closer. Now, one thing I wish that you could do is you could drop that icon always dragon. Kind of bugs me a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need a bunch of you guys. We're going to definitely need a bunch of you guys. So now we're just kind of playing a waiting game until we can do stuff. Keep you running. Really? Oh, there's our logistics. That's the piece that we needed. These sorters and these conveyors that's a huge step to get those done.
You have received the sorter and the conveyor belt, which can achieve full automation now. Use the conveyor belt to transport the piled up ores from the mining machine, and the sorter can deliver the ores from the conveyor belt to the smelter for automatic smelting.
Which means I can take this ore and turn it straight into plates or ingots or whatever it is that I need to do there. So, doing good so far. Alright. Hardest part is just kind of keeping yourself rolling on all this. Do I have my towers made? Oh, I need my power supply. And so we'll be making a lot of gears and a lot of magnets and a lot of plates coming out of this, and we'll show some tricks. One of the things that's kind of interesting is you have to be within range to be able to harvest. So like I can't pick something that's way off in the distance. You have to actually physically go there, which is why the sorting and stuff is so important. Come on, give me my power. Well, I guess I can do it with this. Put you there. No, can't put one. Sneak you in there. There we go. So we'll go look at what we can do. We need to start getting a bunch of plates and stuff made. So here's how you do that. So we're going to grab our conveyor. That's this guy. You hover over until you see the little white square.
When putting a conveyor belt, all you need to do is determine the starting point and the end point of it. In addition, use the up arrow key to lift up one level, and use the down arrow key to drop down one level after the conveyor belt is lifted. Press keypad 0 to reset the construction height of the conveyor belt to the ground. If you don't want the conveyor belt to be attached to the building, you can try holding down the shift key.
And so now you can see my drones are coming out and actually building all of this. And we've got some... We'll put a smelter here. Smelter there.
You built a smelter, which can smelt basic materials, such as iron ingots and copper ingots automatically, while you want to make the raw materials and products get in and out of it autonomously. You need to use sorters and conveyor belts.
Alright. Now, we need to go build some conveyor belts. And we're going to be building these by the thousands. So we'll do 30 of those for now.
You have a building without recipe set. Please set the recipe you want. After selecting the recipe, you can use the less than key to copy the recipe and the greater than key to paste the next building that needs to set the same recipe. After selecting the recipe, you can use the less than key to copy the recipe and the greater than key to paste the next building that needs to set the same recipe.
Alright, so I need to go see what my component prereqs are. You need plates, you need ore. We'll need to do magnets here in a little bit. But the key to all of this is the sorters, which we'll be working on. That's these guys. So we need chips, and we're going to need a bunch of them too. But you can see everything's needing plates at this point. So the way these sorters work, they're really cool. You can see already my conveyor is loaded up, but it doesn't go anywhere because it just ends. So I need to tell them to dump in. And that's what the sorters do, is they come in and I can come in and say, alright.
The sorter is a transportation connector of cargoes between facilities. It will automatically transport them as long as the supply facility and the receiving facility are bridged.
Now, one of the problems we're having is we're real low on power, and you can see by clicking on them at 68%, kind of fluctuating as things run. So we want to make sure we keep our power at or near 100% as possible. Get that in there. Alright, so this will be our first. So all you do is you left click where you want it to start, and then right click or left click again, kind of drag over, or left click again, and that will. So now I've got a piece coming in. And you can see all of a sudden now I've got a plate that just got kicked out, and we can do that for all of these. You can see now it's really starting to. Oops, inner power. And then we want to get you guys. That'll get those up. And then do the same thing. So you got to have an in and an out. Do we have enough power for all these? Please tell me yes. We're still low. Smelters take so much energy. So we'll go build a couple more of those. And now we're short on materials again. A little bit of ore. Get this guy turned on, and then we can figure out. I'm trying to keep things as compact as possible at this point. Okay, Can I build a storage container yet? Cannot. Alright, so we're going to cheat a little bit. I need to be able to get some more of those things built. Let's... Right now he's stealing all my plates. Need to get a storage device. Lab control, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. I'm going to need to get blue items eventually. Where is storage? This says I have it. Oh, what's on the buildings tab? This is what I'm needing. Some of you guys. So we need some plates too. Can I get a storage unit? Just go steal a little bit. We're gonna steal some plates until I can get this up and running. Oh, crud. I gotta go find my coal. And about the time you think you're doing well, that's when it all locks down on you. So we'll go grab some coal real quick. And this one we're definitely going to want a miner. Fix. Put you on there. Again, we're looking to tie power into power. Put you, and that kind of locks all of our grids together. Seven. And coal's a decent starter element. I know there's more you can get. You can also do like plant items, logs from the trees. Do I have any of those? Any plant life? Silicon. You see, I've cut down a couple of trees or some plant fuel and some logs. I can throw that in there. That'll get my power up. And right now, it's just kind of a minor nuisance. It's not a huge issue. And I like to pick up everything. Alright, so... And then you get distracted and you kind of start looking around and figuring out, well, what was I doing? I don't remember. We want to build one of you. In fact, I'm going to build both of you guys. Because we're going to need boatloads of plates. And so, I've now built a storage unit.
Built a storage, which can be used to store cargo. You can manually store or use the sorter to automatically stock the cargo.
Okay, sorter. So now, this is where it gets really cool. Of course, I put him on the wrong direction, on the wrong side. Alright, let's try this again. So what we can do... The one thing that's nice, if you place something in the wrong spot, it doesn't penalize you. You can go pick it up. I wish there was an easier way to flip the direction of the conveyor belt. I haven't figured that one out yet. But I can go from here all the way over to there, and it will reset those. And now you can see all that stuff's getting dumped into storage. And so we've got 14 plates, and now it's just mass producing these things. Now, one thing you'll notice is that what we want to do is we want to kind of keep it, we're maxed out. You can see how it's all the way to the end of the line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a fifth one here. So I think 5 is the number for a good solid ore deposit. And we'll do this, that, and then we will put. Oh, and I need to get another conveyor that brings me down to here. I'll get you there, and then conveyor into the smelter, and then you out. And then, of course, now one of the things I didn't show in the last one, if you come in and you find your recipe, we can do copy our recipe, and then I can come over to here, and if I hit the comma or the period? The comma. No, sorry, it's the period. Okay, and then you can actually copy the recipe over, which is kind of handy. And so now you can see things are starting to kind of at least slide a little bit. I've got a real good source here going. But you can see now, automatically, right off the bat, I have 120 in here already. And so what we can do is we can kind of pick up some of these, and that can help us, it will continue to crank those out while I'm working over here. Alright, so we want to build sprockets, because we're going to need a boatload of sprockets too. And so you can see I've got 50 of those. Let's just build 40 or so of those. That will get us our research. I'm going to go start stockpiling coal as well. Kind of the same approach. Except for this one, all I need is one conveyor coming out. Got it. And then I need a storage unit here. And that will be my fuel source, and we will never have fuel problems again once I do this. Alright. And there's our assembly, and this allows us to start making more advanced pieces. Really? You're going to tell me you're out of power? That coal deposit's going to be handy to have. Okay, but now, just like before, you can see we're now stockpiling coal. And so we'll run back over here, and I don't have to go pull 50 out of here every time. But once it's full of 50 here, then it will start shipping them off over there. It's really cool, really neat. So that gets us there. We need to start building more smelters. And I'm going to need some copper plate, looks like. As well as some regular iron ore. You. And again, we're low on power. A never-ending battle with power. Got our electrical grid up and running. How are we doing? Let's go see what we can do about building some more of you guys. And now we are hamstrung on copper. Where was my copper deposit? I got 40 of those. I need smelters. I gotta have smelters to start getting. Where were my copper? Oh, copper is way the flip over there. Oh, you can see how we're moving slow now because I lost track of where I was on power. Oops. We'll harvest a few logs to get ourselves some fuel. And we'll throw the plant fuel in there. We'll throw some more logs over there. And we'll throw our coal. And there'll be a ways eventually that we can feed our power remotely, not having to constantly go get some of the stuff. But you can see it's not coming up real fast, but since I don't have to worry about it anymore, hit control, that brings everything over to here, hit C and hit control again, click it, and that will get me more than enough fuel for a while. 557 megajoules. Oh, there's a little bitty baby copper. Not a lot. Very tiny. Alright, let's clear the path because I want the fuel. Here are some trees. That was weird, he wasn't harvesting it. That's the first glitch I've seen in this game. I see. Again, we just want to throw all this onto the stack. Logs. Then we can grab you. Again, we're just trying to throw all this onto the pile and keep our energy sources. You can see energy's kind of gaining a little bit. Alright, do I have a miner? I do have a miner. As opposed to a major, right? Ha ha ha. That gets me all on. There's not much here. That's the only problem with all of this. Here. I'm gonna bring you down because you're gonna have to power a conveyor for me. Okay, let's go back and look at our tech trees. Fluid storage, high efficiency plasma. Don't need to do fluid storage yet. Electromagnetic drives will help us with our speed. We do want to start getting this guy going. Okay, but to get us to that, components, I want to get this. Start building a bunch of you guys. And you need the iron ore, which I don't have at the moment. Grab that. And eventually we're going to start pulling out of here and fabricating stuff. Oop. You need to keep going. Give me that. Get you. And it'll ramp up fairly quickly. Get rid of our, oops. Now, I don't think there's anything that needs this basic copper ore. So what we will do, conveyor, still got a few conveyor sections. Come out, and then come over. Kind of keep it all kind of compact in here. Buildings. I do want to get more of you guys going. Get a bunch of smelters working. Again, trying to keep it reasonably compact. One. Two. Oh, only had two. Oops. I can see that place is going to be a problem. I'll put need foundation support. I put one right in the middle.
You can now click the planet thumbnail button in the lower left corner of the screen, or press the M key to try the planet view mode.
Okay. So that's looking at this. Now you can see where I am on the planet.
View mode, you can hold down the middle mouse button, drag, rotate the angle of view, and hold down the right mouse button, drag to roll the angle of view. Press N key to point to the front to the North Pole.
So you can see kind of where I'm at and the size.
In the planet view mode, slide the mouse wheel to enter the star map mode.
So you can see all of these. These are cool. If I can give you... Oh, not gonna let me go on until I actually get there, right? Alright. So anyway, that's where we're at. Yeah, figuring out where I was. Where's my guy at? There we go. Are my smelters done yet? Not yet. And next up, we're going to need some more conveyors too. I'll give you 60 units of those. But our goal is to try to automate all of this basic production stuff. You on there, you on there. Okay, put you guys. And that will use the last of my conveyors. And you are going to be copper plate. And here come the rest of my smelters online. Also, oops, too far apart. It is nice that you don't waste it when you misplace it. Copy that. You. There's our power supply. A little weak. Gonna put you guys there. There we go. You're almost done. Let's get some storage units. And you saw how I said I was short on plate, but if you come back over and look at this guy, look how much plate he's piled up already. Just awesome. So grab a stack or two. I do like this kind of being kind of close together. That does help. But it's just kind of cool. You just feel like you're doing something. You're working towards something. Eventually, we'll start working on getting more advanced stuff, and we'll do more in the next video. But for an episode 1, I think this is a pretty good start. So we'll get our plates set up and going, and get those producing, and then we will probably call it a night. I do need more of those. And eventually we're going to want to automate the chips also, but I need to automate the plates first to be able to do that. Get you there. Definitely you're going to need a lot more sorters. And the sorters will get faster as well, because they're also kind of slow at this point. And we'll put you on here. And now we're filling up our plates. So about an hour's worth of time. We got our fuel set. Are we on? Still doing okay. See, the coal lasts a lot longer than all this other stuff does. But that's what we have. It's just it's a neat little idea for a game. Very, very cool. I'm missing the magnetic rings, so I need to go. Probably let's go get it. And that will probably be our next step, is to start building sprockets, and got plenty of iron ore. It's the copper that's going to be the problem. But I think there's, like I said, I think there's some more off. I see some deposits over there that we can tap to. Actually, pretty big deposits actually. So, but right now everything's kind of nice and compact. It's a good little random map. And if I can see it in the video, I'll try to write down what the seed number was. It's a pretty good map we're working on. But you can see, just pretty cool. Working our way. So, well, we're done building those. Let's go build some chips real quick. Get our technology tree, and then we will call it a night at 50 minutes. There we go. Now our technology is working again. And you can speed up research. That will be some of the other things that we can start to kind of work on as well. But that's it. That's the game. This is Dyson Sphere. It's like, it's no combat. It's just kind of building stuff and linking things together. And as you guys know, I'm an engineer. I love this kind of game. So we'll play with this and see what we can figure out and kind of work on it together. So thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it. We'll take one last look, make sure we're not missing anything. Set our technology for tomorrow. So that's the electromagnetic drive. And we'll go from there. So we'll probably do a couple episodes of Dyson Sphere, and then we'll kind of bounce back and forth between Transport Fever 2 and City Skyline. So as always, please, if you've enjoyed what you're seeing, or just just to let me know that somebody's out there and what's going on, give us a thumbs up on the video and toss us a subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep stuff coming. I'm not the most current, latest, and greatest, but I play what I like to play, and I hope you guys appreciate that as well. And hopefully we'll learn some things along the way. So, alrighty, you guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for coming out. Bye-bye.